Hello and welcome back to my stream today. My name is Jason, also known as Dragon11, and I am back on the hunt for shiny 3-segment Dudunsparce. I'm trying something a little bit different today, as I've set up a outbreak of Dunsparce, and I'm hoping that will boost my shiny rate, because my past couple of streams the shiny rate has been a little low compared to the earlier streams, so I'm hoping I can pick up the pace a bit by throwing a outbreak on top of the sandwich I usually use. So I've taken a little bit of time to get that set up, so a little bit running late today, so I'm a bit busy with that, but not too late, so hopefully should get probably 4 sandwiches done today. Whether or not the outbreak will last that long, because I've already weakened it down to the final notification, not many left notification, which usually means the shiny rate is highest. With these combined, I'm hoping we should get more shinies today. So I think I got a fairly lucky location as well, because it's on a slope and all the Dunsparce seem to spawn in the same general area. So I've got a fairly clear view around here to look at the shinies. Just go up this hill where nothing seems to spawn because of the slope. A few things spawn at the top. There's the stuff at the bottom despawns, and I just go back down and everything respawns. So I can keep doing that to start with to see how quickly I get some shinies. Got a few things spawning around the edge, but just moving over a bit can get rid of them. I'm hoping the pink shows up quite clearly in the grass as well. So I was having a bit of trouble with the lighting in Area 0, making me think things were shiny when they weren't. I was just seeing a bit of little pink light beside one. I kept second guessing myself because of that. So usually I only use outbreaks or sandwiches, so I very rarely use both like this. I think the only time I've actually done it on stream is when I was after female hippopotas, specifically because I needed 2 of them, and isolating them was a bit difficult, so I got a outbreak set up for them before I started streaming and managed to get a Trapinch and 2 female shiny hippopotas in one sandwich, which was quite successful. So I'm hoping I get a similar sort of success rate with these. So probably not. Look, a bit awkward. Probably a little bit awkward with this slope, but gives me a easy route to do a reset on. So hopefully a shiny shows up soon. So I'm not sure how many will be left in the outbreak once I've hit the not many left message, but this outbreak may last long enough for the entire stream. Excuse me. Which would be ideal. If it doesn't last, then I'll just head back down to Area 0 for the last little bit. Or the last however long it is. At the old strat. I think there's a possibility I could have got 2 at once, but 2 outbreaks at once, but this was the first one that popped up when I was trying to reset for them earlier, so stuck with that. Hopefully that will do. So I should still be a bit quicker at shiny hunting than Let's Go last Wednesday. So I only actually caught 1 during that stream. I did find 2, but I let one of them go to preserve my catch combo. rather than having to set up the catch combo from scratch again. But I wasn't expecting that to be the quickest, so I think that was as good a luck as I could expect from it, so it wasn't too bad. I did end up catching the Caterpie I was after the entire stream. I only got a Metapod. I did catch the Caterpie. It was when I was uploading the VOD for it. I was uploading to YouTube, and so while that was processing, I got back onto the hunt and got it in no time really. So that was pretty good. Since then, I have gone back onto it to catch the 2 Nidorans, one male and one female. Actually, once I'd done the Caterpie, I remembered my old method from when I was shiny hunting on there before, and what I was doing the other day was resetting the spawns by leaving the area and re-entering, which is a perfectly valid approach, but was burning through the max lures quite quickly. So when I went to search for the Caterpie again, I remembered that the method that I used to use was just to stay still, just find a spot and stay in it and just let the spawns reset themselves periodically. With the number of spawns you get from the max lures, it doesn't actually take that long to refresh them. So it worked quite well for the Caterpie. I got that fairly quick. I tried to use the same method for the Nidorans, although they did prove quite tricky. Not the best areas, so with the in the forest there aren't flying Pokemon taking up the spawn slots, but where the Nidoran spawn there are flying Pokemon, which are appearing overhead. And while being able to fly is helpful because it allows you to avoid the Pokemon on the ground, and you can just sort of watch from above, you also have to dodge the Pokemon that are spawning in the air, which can be a bit problematic. Although I did, after a bit of playing around, find a spot where the Pokemon in the air just stopped spawning, so just positioned myself over to one side and could just stay there and watch the Pokemon spawn below me, which was quite good. Although I then also there was an issue with Spearow spawning, because Spearow also appeared in the area, and there seems to be some sort of bug with them, and that's shiny. See, this is already working. Don't run away. But yeah, there seems to be a bit of a bug with the Spearow, because they don't seem to reset their spawns their spawns properly if they get stuck on a wall or something. And in the area where the Nidoran are, there was both at the top of the screen and the bottom of the screen, there were narrow sections where the Spearow kept getting stuck. And when they get stuck like that, they don't despawn. They just start going around in a circle, bouncing from one wall to another, or bouncing off the same wall repeatedly, which was taking up spawn slots. So the more Spearow built up, the less Nidorans were spawning. So I had to keep moving every so often to get them to despawn by taking them off screen. And so that was using the lures up a little bit, and it was kind of annoying to have to do. So I couldn't just leave it and just keep an eye on it. But not the worst. So it was a fairly simple thing to do, just move every so often. Once I noticed the numbers of Nidoran spawning were getting a bit low, I just move to the other end of the route and back, and Spearow despawn. Yeah, I done the female first, the female Nidoran, and that one was actually, both of them were kind of annoying. the end. I got the catch combo up to 31 and then just left it idling with spawns. Left it a good couple of hours just keeping an eye on it while I was doing other things. Did not see a shiny Nidoran. I saw a shiny Spearow and a shiny Rattata, but not a shiny Nidoran of either gender. So I'd have been happy with the male as well, so because I needed one of them as well. But didn't see either of them, just Nidoran and Spearow. Not Nidoran, Pidgeons, Rattata and Spearow. Say the right Pokemon names. But yeah, so after a few hours of nothing from that, I decided to start doing the combo again, because the combo method boosts the next spawn more than just the regular spawns. So I figured I'd just keep the combo going and see how high it got before a shiny appeared. And they were relatively easy to catch in that area, fairly low level, so didn't really think it would be a problem. And I ended up getting up to a chain of about 90, which was higher than I was hoping to. And unfortunately at that point, I don't know what happened, I must not have been paying attention properly, and the Nidoran ran away and the chain broke, so I was back to square one. So as I hadn't saved at all during that time, I just done a reset to get all the Pokeballs and max lures back, and I think I left it at that point for the following day. And then I went back to it, and so next day I tried it again, just getting the combo up and just idling in the air, and within about half an hour a shiny appeared, so much easier the next time. But didn't have time to get onto the male at that point, so I just left it. I was just doing that quickly in between doing other things. But rather than getting onto the male at that point, I decided to leave it for another day, and only got back to the male over the weekend. So the male, again, I got the combo up, and up to 31, started idling in the air. Probably gave it a good hour or so just idling, and I started to get a bit impatient. So I started on the combo again. Literally about 5 minutes of continuing the combo, I was probably up to about 35, 36 or something like that. I don't remember actually looking. Shiny appeared, and I was like, yay, great, finally. So that was that out of the way. So both Nidorans and Caterpie and Metapod in the bag. So that is me basically done with the Let's Go games now, because everything else I've got shiny, or will be. I think the only thing I've got left is transferring a few Pokemon from Pokemon Go via it, so that they get rid of the Go symbol, which I don't like when viewing my boxes. If I can get rid of that for a few things, just an easier way to get them. So it's things I could breed for, but I can't stream breeding on. But I don't think breeding would be good for streaming. So I'd rather not turn to that for an option, so if I can get them another way. If they become available in another game, shiny, then I might just replace them. Anyhow, so more of a temporary thing for now, at least. Although there is Melmetal. That Melmetal is only available in Pokemon Go, so there's not really much option with that. And I have technically already transferred one, but I transferred it directly to Pokemon Home, so it has the Go symbol. But I believe I can transfer it through Pokemon Let's Go games in order to get rid of that. So I'm gonna do that at some point. But I just need to get that set up to get the Pokemon prepared ahead of time and just do it all in one go. So that won't take long. So I'm pretty sure I can evolve another Meltan already. I tend to stockpile the stuff for it. So that should be fine. If not, I'll just start cracking the Meltan box from time to time, just to get some. Is it candy you use for? I can't remember. Gimmighoul, you get the coins, so it's a bit different for evolving. I think Meltan, you just get the candy. But either way, that'll be fairly straightforward, and that'll get, I think that's 4 more to actually knock off the list through the transfers. I think it's mostly Elodens that I just missed out on when I was, I think it was when I was at uni, so I didn't really have as much time to shiny hunt. I think what shiny hunting I was doing, I was still doing on X and Y because I found it easier. Because Sun and Moon you could only really shiny hunt properly on the through breeding, which wasn't as interesting, but there were other ways to shiny hunt in the X and Y games that were a lot more reliable, so a lot more interesting at least. So I was doing those. But it's a shame I can't stream them really, because I'd quite enjoy. Oh, that's a shiny dealing. Why not? I just happened to notice it. Oh dear. Well, bonus shiny. That was completely unintentional, but that's what you get when you do outbreak hunts. And it is normal type, so it's boosted by the sandwich. So, oh, that's 2 shinies, I guess. Not how I was expecting it. So this outbreak method definitely seems to be working, but not quite as intended. I'm going to get a chunk as well, aren't I, while I'm doing this? Oh, and a lily. It's just everything around here. Why is there just all normal types at the top of this slope? That's just... Okay, bonus shinies. How long have I got left on the sandwich? I'm only about halfway through the sandwich, so this is already going well, so... Better than some of the other streams. So I think I'll keep up this method for now. So if this works, I might just do it for all my streams on this shiny hunt until I get the 3 segment. Yeah, so Let's Go's now done, essentially. I won't be streaming that anymore. That was just a one-off, just to see how it worked, how well it worked for streaming, but wasn't great. But it was just a one-off anyhow. Just while I was figuring things out. So plans have changed a bit now that ZA is further away than I was expecting. So I now need to stall a bit, and I'm going to run out of shiny hunts before then. So I mean, I could stream some breeding, but I'd rather not. So I'm going to be keeping the main shiny hunts on Mondays, and probably starting on Xenoblade Chronicles 3 on Wednesdays. So that's a game I've been wanting to play for a while, just not got around to it. So a similar thing to when I played with Batman Arkham Knight. So I want to play, hadn't got around to. But, so Batman done okay streaming wise, but didn't get that many viewers. And the VODs haven't really got that many views either. But Xenoblade Chronicles 3 I'm thinking might be a bit more relevant with Xenoblade Chronicles X coming out. And plus I believe there's similarities between the combat of Xenoblade Chronicles and ZA, so I'd be quite interested to have a go at that before we see more of ZA, so I can compare it properly. So each Xenoblade game has slightly different combat systems, but from what I remember seeing of it, it did very much remind me of what the ZA combat looks like. So some sort of attack cooldowns and movement elements and stuff. So the movement is common in basically all the Xenoblade games, but the attack interface varies from game to game. So I would like to see what they've done with the latest one. So there's the Xenoblade Chronicles X remastered coming out on the Switch later this month. So maybe people like seeing the previous game on the Switch. If they get interested in X, they might want to see how the previous one played. Well, technically it's the next one. Second next one? Which one? Can't remember what order they came out in. No, it's X, then 2, then 3. Yeah, really weird order. So, yeah, I'm thinking it might be a bit more relevant to play Xenoblade 3. But we'll see. So I don't know how long I'll keep doing it, keep playing it. I may only play it for a few weeks and then swap to something else if it's not really getting anywhere. No, there's no viewers or anything and the VODs aren't doing too well, then I'll just leave it. So I'll probably get up to a good stopping point and call it a day. I'll still play it off stream, of course, but just won't be playing it on stream anymore. So with the Switch 2 coming out, I might switch over to playing something on that. Mario Kart, always a fun one to play, so I might do that on stream. And still need to know what other games are coming out for it as well, so it might be at that point I stop shiny hunting on stream for a while. Might take a break from it and just come back to it close to the ZA launch. Or if there's, I'm still hoping they do a Tandem Mouse event, because that is going to be a painful one to hunt for. So I may do that off stream when I've in between doing other stuff. So see what happens. So not getting Switch 2 news for a few more weeks. So there might not be anything else I want to play on it. So it might just be Mario Kart. So we don't know what the launch window is going to bring with it. Personally, I'm hoping for Metroid Echoes, is it? Metroid Prime 4. No, 2 is Echoes. Is it? I can't remember. Yeah, it was Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. Was it Echoes? I can't remember. I cannot remember. I should stop guessing. Metroid Prime 4. I'm hoping Metroid Prime 4 comes on the Switch 2 release window, as they've shown nothing more of that, and I'm hoping that's because it's for the Switch 2 and they're not showing Switch 2 stuff. So hopefully that's the reasoning for that. So I have to just wait and see with that. So I can hope. But anyway, so this past week I've also been doing a bit of shiny hunting on Legends Arceus again. I did get another unknown. Unfortunately, it is another duplicate, which is my 4th duplicate in a row, I believe. It was another unknown J, which is my 3rd unknown J on the game, which is getting a bit annoying, considering I'd had quite a few without getting duplicates. Now I'm just getting a string of them. I have tried... Oh, I did get a Togekiss, which was a bit of a surprise. So I've been hunting for Togepi and Togetic, and hadn't really thought about Togekiss, and I was only just sort of starting to think maybe I should perfect my Togekiss Pokedex in case a shiny, because the outbreaks can spawn a second wave of Togekiss. So I was thinking, on the off chance that happens, maybe I should perfect it. Then I turned up at an outbreak and there was a shiny Togekiss just sitting there from the start, so didn't even need the second wave, it was just a random spawn among the Togetic. And that was nice and easy. So I needed any one of the three on the evolution chain. So I'd already got one Togepi beforehand, got another one from shiny hunting on there before. And so any one of the three would work, and Togekiss fully evolved straight away, so all good. There's Dunsparce up here as well. But yeah, so that was another one to cross off the list. So after that I did start, because the loop I've been doing to check Unknown and Cherubi is kind of slow, I was thinking maybe I should just focus on Cherubi for a bit. And I went to the Coronet Highlands to try that, because there's a lot more Cherubi trees there. And consistently getting like 2 or 3 on average Cherubi per visit. But still no shiny, unfortunately. I was only going back to the marshlands. Only going back to the Unknown when there was an outbreak there, a mass outbreak. So I would have liked a mass outbreak of Cherubi, because the Unknown appear in massive mass outbreaks, Cherubi appear in regular mass outbreaks, not massive mass outbreaks. So they're a bit harder to get from the outbreaks, unfortunately. But none of them have been spawning for me this past week, so no Cherubi for me just yet, unfortunately. But I'm still getting there. So that's going to be a slow hunt, so probably not the most interesting one to stream either. So that's another one I'm just continuing off stream. So I'd ideally like to get the Cherubi done soon, that way I can just focus on the Unknown, but because the Unknown is so much quicker just to go back and forth between them, rather than having to do a loop of most of the map to check the Cherubi. That's like half of the map. But it'll come eventually, so just very slow. Well, I'll show that in 2 minutes. Right. Oh, 2 shinies from the first summon isn't too bad. Even though one of them is not the shiny I was after. I'm still checking these just in case something pops up, which I don't hope it doesn't. I hope it pops up as the Dunsparce instead. But this seems to be working reasonably well, so a fairly good spot for the hunt. Anyway. Just checking my other screen for a second there. What else was there? There was the Pokemon Go Community Day at the weekend, which I was out for 3 hours for. So that's for Coco. which I probably fubbed as I just said that. But so I got a decent number of shinies, I think it was about 20 or so. So I should have some spares. So I'll re-roll them first to see if I get some better IVs. But should have some spares that I can transfer over just as a placeholder for now, like I did with the Sprigatito before. But I will be trying to breed for them at some point as well, so get those out of the way if I can without the go symbol, because can't transfer those through Pokemon Let's Go. But yeah, they'll just be a placeholder for now, as I won't have much other use for them on Pokemon Go, so why not stick them into home to add to the collection. So I've already bred for each of them once when I got the starters that are fully evolved that are in my party now. So not exactly in a hurry for them. So I know I can get them again if I need to. So just the placeholders for now will be fine. But that'll be something I sort out probably at the weekend. Probably get onto that at the weekend, sorting those out. So we've got until the end of the week to finish evolving things to get the event move now, which I think is quite a nice change, because before, evolving stuff at the end of the event was a bit of a pain, so you'd be out for 3 hours and have to quickly sort through everything and find the best ones, re-roll what you can with others, and hopefully get something good in that time. It was a bit of a mad dash, and a couple of times I did forget to actually finish evolving everything, so I missed out on a couple of the moves until the year-end event, which was kind of annoying. Oh, I think we've ended. Yeah, we've ended. Right, I guess it's time for the next sandwich. So the Dunsparce is still spawning even without the sandwich. I could just get a shiny this way, but definitely boosts the odds by using the sandwich as well. What else have I been up to? So most of my spare time this week has just been spent on those shiny hunts, so I haven't really got much sorted or done beyond that. I've obviously done my... no. Done my usual sort of searches for work, but still nothing about. So it's just a very awkward time for me at the moment. So could really do with getting a new job, but there just isn't anything around for me, so frustrating, but it is what it is. So I keep hearing more and more people saying about being made redundant or whatnot. So people are, a lot of these people are people that are just sort of doing odd job sort of things, sort of little job things here and there, and sort of being laid off from one job, they can quite easily transfer to something completely different. But so I've trained in a specific field of architecture, so I kind of want to do something in that field still, but there just isn't work for it. And the skills I've got for architecture don't really transfer over to anything sort of beyond design, and there just isn't anything design based at the moment. So it's just frustrating that there's just nothing to do, so all I can really do in the meantime is stream, so just something to keep myself busy. But I'm hoping things pick up at some point. So it would be nice if the streaming took off, but I'm not too fussed about that. It's just something to keep me busy. But if I got to the point where I could at least make a bit of money from it, that'd be great. But need to sort of build up some regular viewers to do that. But most streams only get like 1 or 2 people here and there, so it's not really doing that just yet. So I still think my most successful thing I've done is the Pikmin squared mod, but that was just something I'd done on a whim, and it's only because the mod was new, I think, that it actually got any sort of substantial views. So I could do another Pikmin mod, but it'll be an older mod and probably won't be as interesting to people, being an old one. So I think the most successful streams are sort of new streamers like myself, sort of new games. So if they pick up on a new game and start playing that, and if the game becomes popular, they become popular for streaming it. But because I just want to stream the games I enjoy, so I'm not going out of my way to get the latest games just to stream them. I'll only get a game if I really want to play it. Which lately there just hasn't quite been anything that does that for me. So I keep seeing people playing Monster Hunter Wilds, but the last Monster Hunter game I played was Monster Hunter Tri, and I basically played that solo, and because going online wasn't really an option for me at that point, because that was quite a time ago. It did have online options, but my internet just wasn't good enough for it. So I never bothered. I just spent so long grinding on that game. When it got to the end, I just didn't feel like the time I'd spent on it was really worth it. So I think I spent so long grinding on the game and then struggled really badly against the final boss. Which I think you really need to do it with others. I think was the intention, but I just didn't have that option. So I could try Monster Hunter Wilds, but from what I've seen of others playing it already, it does seem to be you get to a point very quickly where it just becomes grinding to unlock everything or power things up, and that sort of thing I know I'd just spend too long on, and I don't want to go down that road again. I've gone down that road in Monster Hunter before. I'd rather not do it again, so leaving that for now. So if a group of my friends started playing it and asked me to join them, I probably would join them for it, just as a thing to do together. But same goes for something like Baldur's Gate. I said I'd be up for giving a go at Baldur's Gate, but the only ones I know who actively play it already have sort of groups that they play with, and I don't know how much I'd actually get out of it if I did start playing it. I didn't have a sort of group set up beforehand ready to go. Yeah, so multiplayer games are always a bit awkward for me like that. So I'd be up to playing some games with people, but I'd need a group beforehand before I would commit to actually getting the game. But quite often finding a group you need to have already bought the game for, so if you're just matching with random people or just sort of looking for a group to get started with. So, kind of stuck a bit there, but so Mario Kart might be something I could do that with. So people online sort of start inviting other streamers to join them, and I'd be up for joining. But I'll be getting the game anyhow because I enjoy the game, and that's a good one that I can play on my own without needing to do online multiplayer stuff. So if a game is good single player and multiplayer, better. So that's a safe bet. So I can quite easily go with that. So if I get the game for the single player and then the multiplayer is a bonus. So need to wait for the Switch 2 to find out what options I'll have there. So I'll definitely be getting a Switch 2, definitely be getting probably most of the launch games, well, probably not most of the launch games. I'll be getting at least some of the launch games. So Mario Kart, definitely, if Metroid is part of the launch lineup, I'll be getting that. Although that probably won't have multiplayer because that tends to be single player only. Unless they do decide to add a multiplayer option to it. You never know. So I don't really know what else they're likely to bring out for it just yet, so we're waiting for... Although Nintendo's games do tend to be mostly single player. There's sometimes a bit of co-op, but they're sort of designed with single player in mind, with multiplayer being second, so not always the best multiplayer, but sometimes good for a laugh. So Mario Party, maybe they might do out. They're sort of bringing them out fairly frequently at the moment, but so I don't know if they'll bring out another one that soon. Especially if it's Switch 2 exclusive, they probably won't want to alienate all the Switch 1 users. I've only just bought the last one. Oh, I say only just, it was sometime last year, I can't remember when. But, every time I sort of get together with friends lately, so we sort of in person, we used to play Mario Party quite a lot, but the ones who are most into Mario Party haven't been about to play with, so and the rest of us would sort of rather play something sort of quick and have sort of loads of little games of things rather than spend ages on just one game, which we would with Mario Party. So unless we just played mini games, which is fine, but it's a bit boring. So we do that from time to time, just as something to burn like the last half hour or something like that. But there's another shiny. So shiny number 3 before it runs away from me. So this method definitely seems to be working a lot better than the old one. So, well, I'd say the old one, the Area Zero method. So, yeah, I'll probably do this again next time. What did I get? 3 last time total, and I've been streaming for less than an hour and already got 3 shinies. Although one of them was a dealing. But I find it funny, people are always saying that about, oh, I must have missed so many dealing. I always see the shiny dealing. I don't know what it is, I just always seem to spot them. Crack a save. Oh, I forgot to evolve the last one, didn't I? Oh well. I'll do it at the end of this sandwich. I think I'm about 20. I think I'm probably about 30 mark now with the Dudunsparce. With the Dunsparce. Tried for Dudunsparce. Probably higher with. I think those are just the ones I've got on stream. With ones I've caught previously, it's probably higher than that, but I'm probably about the 1 in 3 chance of having already got one at this point. So statistically, odds are getting up, so not too bad. So you never know, I might already have a 3 segment in the ones I've caught today. Would be nice. I'm going to need to clear that Dunsparce out that's behind the tree. I'm going a bit further this way. I think that's far enough. Try not to run into anything else. Yeah, that cleared it. So this seems to be working pretty well. So I think I got really lucky with this spot, to be honest. So this slope, so I can just sort of stay along this line, and I can see all of the Dunsparce that spawned. And I think that's a full spawn of them as well. So I think this hill acts as enough of a barrier between the two areas. Which is quite nice. There's a chance a Dunsparce could pop up at the top here, but odds of it being shiny are fairly slim compared to down the bottom. Seeing as we've got the outbreak chance as well. So much better being able to roam around than when I was doing Let's Go and I was having to try and stay in one spot. It was really frustrating wanting to move around to try and reset spawns constantly, but I was like, no, I'll waste the max lures. So I was avoiding doing that as much as I could. I could probably just start scaring these and getting to despawn. Does that work as well? Oh, this is actually working. This might be the way to go. I think I may have cracked it. Oops, ran it down. My bad. This might be a quicker way to despawn them, so if this works, then this could be perfect. So what? Didn't see that at all. Did not see that at all. If it was a pink flower, I would have seen it. So once I get spooked, they just burrow away into the ground. So, but shinies don't. Shinies do not flee or self-destruct or anything. Are these despawning? There they are. Oh. You just spook them. They despawn and respawn new ones. This is much quicker. This is gonna be perfect. This is the way to go. Scare the Dunsparce. Just watch all of them disappear into the ground. Yeah, rather than going back up and down the slope, I can just stay here and do this. So I just need the exclamation mark, I think. Once the exclamation mark comes up, they despawn. Which will be perfect. If this speeds us up as much as I think it was, this could I could have broken the shiny hunt. Ding, 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 ding. And they just disappear. It's like magic. We didn't go far enough that one, not. That could still go up the slope to despawn them, but I think there's less chance of me despawning a shiny by doing this way. So the shinies have seen already today. They've been alerted to me and then they've run away. They haven't burrowed away, so they haven't despawned. So if this works, and this doesn't count as beating them or anything, so it doesn't cause the outbreak to end. The outbreak to end. I'm curious as to how long this will actually take now. I kind of just want to keep focusing on despawning them so I can get the next shiny, see how long it takes. If this ups the speed of the shiny hunt as much as I think it will, this could be huge for me. Hear the donk 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 donk. Trying to focus to not run into anything again. That is the downside of this approach. Quite easy to run into something if I'm not paying attention. Really like another shiny to come from this quickly. A quick shiny will sort of prove that this is actually working how I think it is. So I'm hoping these aren't just appearing to despawn and just reappearing somewhere else. I'm pretty sure that's not what they're doing. I think these are new spawns. But until a shiny pops up, I don't know how well it's actually working. But I'm definitely liking this method. Why didn't I think of this sooner? Anyway. What else have I done this week? So I've not really been getting up to that much. I had Magic the Gathering last week. So done Modern on Thursday, Standard on Friday, I think it was. And fortunately not great turnouts. We had 5 people turn up for Modern and one of them left, so we had an even number, as he wasn't too interested in a 5-man event, which is fair enough. So, with 4 people you at least do it everyone v everyone, so it's a fairly even match up. So I got a really jammy win on that one. I was basically as good as lost. In the very last game, I was basically dead. The next turn, I just needed to. I had one chance to win, and he'd stopped me at every turn from being able to win. So I play Amulet Titan, and I had 4 lens in play. no other permanents, a Titan, a Summoner's Pact, and a Lotus Field in hand. And in my head, I was like, okay, the only way I can possibly do anything here is if I can play this Lotus Field, but in order to make use of that, I'll need an amulet. Primeval amulet. Primal amulet. The titular amulet of the deck. And so I was as good as ready to scoop at that point. But I thought, no, I'll top deck, I'll draw my card for the next turn, just to see what happens. Top decked an amulet. And I was like, okay, now what do I do? I had to try and quickly figure it out on my feet, and I was like, okay, if I play the Titan, that won't do anything. What else can I do? What else can I search for? And came up with, Lumra. I have Lumra in the deck. Lumra can get lands back from the graveyard. The Lotus Field is about to sacrifice 2 lands. Oh my god, up there. I don't need to go up there anymore. So Lumra can get lands back from the graveyard, and I was about to sacrifice 2 lands, so I'll get some of my mana back, plus whatever mana I get from the milled cards. And I was like, but that's still not enough to win. It won't save me, and it won't win. And I thought, the only option is if I mill a Mirror Pool off the Lumra entering, and can then bring that back and copy Lumra to loop the effect. And I still had like 40 cards left in my deck, 1 Mirror Pool. I was thinking my odds were slim to none at that point. But it was worth a shot, so I tried it. And sheer dumb luck, like the second or third card I milled was the Mirror Pool. And so I got the Mirror Pool back with the 2 lands I'd sacrificed, which I'd done a Crumbling Vestige and the Lotus Field, which gave me the 5 mana, including 1 colourless, to activate the Mirror Pool, to copy the Lumra. All of them sacrificed themselves, all 3 lands sacrificed themselves during their thing. So they just looped back out of the graveyard when I copied the Lumra. She'd mill again. I'd get all the lands. The lands I sacrificed would come back, and I'd do the whole thing again. Just keep doing that. Eventually I'd mill through my entire deck, get every land from my deck into play. With that, I'd be able to give Lumra haste, trample, buffer up even further than she already was, and swing for basically guaranteed lethal. And as soon as I started saying that, my opponent just scooped and was like, yeah, you've got that. That's the only way you could do it, and you've done it. But so I don't always play the deck properly. I like to have a bit of fun with it. I take gambles on stupid hands at times. Just having a gamble on that draw and that mill, and it actually paid off, just was amazing. So, yeah, so unfortunately Modern's in a bit of an awkward place at the moment, so not a lot of people are enjoying it, and unfortunately the next RCQ season, the Regional Championship qualifiers, is Modern, so there's a couple of decks that have really taken over the format, and a lot of people don't really like playing against those decks. So it's put off people playing, and they don't want to spend ridiculous amounts of money to build those decks. Some of them are expecting to get bans as well soon. So they are expecting a round of bannings to hit the top decks that are getting out of hand, so that the format is more fun again. But until then, we're just getting low numbers turnouts for all the events, which is quite a shame. And I am not seeing a single shiny from doing this method, which is kind of annoying. Anyway, so... But unfortunately, the similar sort of things happening in Standard at the moment, so Friday's event, 4 of us turned up. A couple of people didn't turn up because they were ill, but most of them just aren't interested in playing Standard at the moment because, again, like 3 decks have taken over the entire format. There was a Pro Tour the other week and one deck dominated that format, the other deck showed up in the top 8. The third deck didn't actually make it to the top 8 because I think it just had bad numbering matchups against the decks that did make it to the top 8, so just because it's sort of a rock, paper, scissors situation, so one beats the other, that beats the next, and the third one beats the first one, which is a shame. I mean, it keeps it balanced, but when it's balanced between only 3 decks, it's not the best situation to be in. Now, you want a wide variety of decks that can all sort of fare well against the other decks, but it's just not there at the moment. So I've got my own sort of brew that I've built, which I honestly was never expecting to do well. I liked the idea of it and wanted to try it, so I'd sort of been putting it together slowly over several months, and I was running out of things that I wanted to play. The decks I had built that I was hoping would be competitive weren't. They just couldn't hold up. So I thought, why not try this deck that I've been building? And I tried it out and it went 3-0 in that event, so I've been playing that ever since. So the problem is, now that others are sort of catching on to my game plan, it's not working so well. But it's a surprisingly versatile deck. It's unpredictable and it's got room for modifications that I'm probably going to be playing around with this week. So try a new card in the deck, see how that works against the matchups. But so this past week it was kind of funny that 2 decks that were fairly similar game plans, Blink style decks. They're not quite the same, but in general that's what their game plan was. And there was one that was a bit different. It was a go wide strategy, which is designed to deal with that deck specifically, which problem is it loses to the other decks that are at the top of the format. So it's you can target one deck at a time, but not all 3. So there's no way to really compete with all 3 of them at once, which is a shame. Is a bit of a problem for the format. That's why it's not too fun to play in at the moment. But so those 2 decks that were same general game plan I lost against. So I could not. My game plan just doesn't hold up against them as it is. So I need to try some other strategies against them. But I did actually beat the other one completely. Everyone was expecting that deck to win all 3 games, but I don't know why I've gone up that hill. But I actually beat them 2-0. So I ended up with a 4 wins, 4 losses of the night, which was pretty good overall, but didn't hold up against the ones that won. I think no one went 3-0 on Friday, so I think the 2 top decks both went 2-1. I think they both lost. I think one lost to the other and the other lost to the go wide deck. But they were expecting the go wide deck to beat me as well, but they didn't. I have board wipes in my deck. And targeted removal that can target their problematic things. Plus little things that get big very quickly, so can block their little things. So I just timed my removal correctly and kept them in check and got there. Which was fun. But so I managed to get a game off the others, but I was sort of always on a back foot against them and need a bit more of an edge. But that's just the way the format is at the moment, so people are sort of calling for bannings of certain cards in particular, not actually from those decks. Oddly, the two worst decks that showed up at the Pro Tour, the other two decks of the three, and that deck is actually the one that didn't actually make it to the top 8, which is really weird, but that's just a numbers game, I think. What time have we got left? Oh, my sandwich is actually finished. I didn't actually keep track of that. That's annoying. So that... Did I get... I did get a shiny from that sandwich. Yeah, I'm in the wrong box. There it is. So I've got the two Dunsparce. So one from this sandwich, one from the last one. Put the dealing down there. And before I forget, I'll quickly evolve these two. Well, that's weird. That sandwich didn't do as well for some reason. Oh yeah, I need to get the moves back. Oops. Oh, that's the thing. What level? I forgot. These are lower level. Right, where's Cerebi to check what level it learns Hyperdrill at? Bear with me a minute. Yeah, so standard again isn't in a great place. Neither's modern, and unfortunately those are the only supported formats. So our events have been kind of poorly turned out. Where are you? Dunsparce, no. The shop actually had its last RCQ on Saturday, so I didn't take part in it myself. I'm not a big fan of them. There's Hyperdrill 32. I need to get them up to 32. No, not boxes, not boxes. No. I've reordered these, haven't I? Okay. How much does that get them up? 25. $29. Oops. $32. Yes. That's just glare. I don't think I ever use glare in a game, so get rid of that. And it immediately evolves. Perfect. Yeah, so they've done their latest RCQ, but that's 2 seconds. That was won by, I believe, a domain deck, which is the big nasty of the format at the moment. There are people calling for that to... Oops, overshot. They're calling for domain to be hit by banning, which it probably should, but oddly, domain I don't have as much of an issue with. I find the bounce decks more problematic for me. But, yeah, people are calling for Up the Beanstalk to be banned specifically. That's just 2 seconds. Oh well. Still doing better than I did last time on stream, so. Yep. the ground here flat enough for it? Just check I'm not looking at them shining there. Not noticed. No, that's not fun. Picnic, please? There we go. Yeah, Up the Beanstalk is one that's being called for getting a banning. Okay, how big a slope is this? There we go. Try and find a bit of flat ground. There. Yeah, so there's Up the Beanstalk from the domain deck. The other card people are wanting to get rid of is from the aggro decks, which I've always had a problem with aggro decks because I've just been too slow of a deck. And I've just had to try and deal with it as best I can. Just tons of removal to deal with the aggro decks. Sort of mono red based aggro. It's Monstrous Rage. It's the card they're calling to be banned. But the problem is if they ban those two cards, I can just see the bounce decks just taking over the format in general again. So the bounce decks have already taken over my local game shop, but oddly I think it was Domain that won, because Domain has the advantage against the bounce decks. So because the Domain decks just have more card advantage. They go slowly early on and then have removal to deal with anything the bounce decks throw at them, and then once they get card advantage going they can just keep playing big things and the bounce decks can't really deal with it. But with them out of the picture, the bounce decks will just take over all the events as far as I'm concerned. They're already taken over our shop. Mainly because people don't like playing Domain because it's so slow in general. The looping thing. I tried to dodge the pig and hit the Dunsparce. Great. Why are there so many Lechonk there all of a sudden? I've gone too far away from the slope. Despawn all the Lechonk. Hopefully get a shiny again. But yeah, so Magic isn't in a great place now, and they're making some very questionable choices at Wizards. So they've got all these universes beyond sets that it's like Final Fantasy and Spider-Man and Avatar, which they're putting in more sets each year as well, and so they're all going into standard. They're not even just modern sets like the Lord of the Rings one was. They're putting them into standard, and these are going to be premium sets. They're going to be more expensive as well, and they could overpower the format like Lord of the Rings did, which everyone's concerned about, and especially with some of the previews that have come out already. There are already some cards that could easily be broken, and there's a lot of concern with all these universes beyond things. And they're doing like 6 sets a year instead of 4. Or the universes beyond sets are more expensive. It's just they're just money grabbing. It's not looking good for the game. So they need to do it right, and they're notoriously bad at that. And that's another shiny. Oops. No. We'll have to see what happens there. So I'm going to keep playing standard and modern for the time being. So I've already got Paralyzed. I've already got a reasonable modern deck. So Amulet Titan still holds up reasonably well in the format, because it did get the Green Sun Zenith, is it? That got unbanned not long ago, which helps the deck stay relevant in the meta, which I'm kind of relieved by, but there's still like the big bad decks of the format that are very, very difficult to deal with, even with that. So, hoping they do something with that now that we're moving on to the modern RCQ season. So there's a few decks that kind of need bannings to make them fair again, which I'd actually called for bannings in those decks when they done the last round of bannings. They didn't do it, which I was rather disappointed by. But now more and more people are calling for those bannings, so the bans shouldn't kill the decks completely, they should just bring their power level down enough to make other decks competitive with them, which currently they're not. They're just in a league of their own. You have to play very specifically around them, which a lot of decks just can't do. And even then it's a substantial degree of luck. So just got to see what happens with that as well. A lot of just waiting to see what happens, really. So one problem after another. But whatever. I still have a bit of fun, so I can hold up reasonably well. I can catch them off guard from time to time, so last week I managed to catch one off guard, so they are expecting to beat me easily by using one card, so it's the Stone Brain, so he's playing an Eldrazi deck, and he had Karn in it, and he would I would sideboard in or pull in the Stone Brain using Karn, and just use that to remove every one of my win cons from the deck. And they could do that quicker than I could actually get things on board. And they had enough interaction that they could slow me down, stop me from getting stuff on board as quickly as I'd like, and it was rather frustrating. But when I faced them this week, I did actually manage to get there that little bit quicker. I got perfect draws, and they didn't find their answers for a change, which was really unusual in the first game. And then in the second game, I sideboarded in a card that is Collect Oof, which disables the Stone Brain, and they'd actually sideboarded in their Stone Brain rather than having to fetch it from their sideboard. Or at least one copy of it. They might have had two copies, they probably did have two copies. As that tends to be their go-to win con, just get rid of your opponent's win con, then just keep hitting them when they can't do anything else. But, I didn't think of it when I last played them, but this time I bought in Collector Roof, which disables Stone Brain. They can't activate Stone Brain. And they would have needed to find an answer, find a removal spell to get rid of Collector Roof in order to return to their normal game plan. They just couldn't find anything. So it was actually quite funny. They played the Stone Brain on turn 2, passed to me, and on my turn 2, my first draw was Collector Roof in turn 1. So when I went to my turn 2, I played the Collector Oof, and they were planning to activate it on their next turn. So they didn't have anything to do that turn, and then I managed to just combo off. And, well, it was a bit slower to combo off that game, but I got there before they could do anything, and they couldn't stop me. So I was quite happy about that. Kicking myself that I didn't realise I could use Collector Oof to do that sooner, and just stop them from So I didn't realise at first that that was their whole game plan against me. Because our decks, as it turns out, are fairly evenly matched otherwise. It's just Stone Brain that gives them the edge, so if I can deal with their Stone Brain, they can't do anything about it. So if they try to use Stone Brain, they've wasted time with it when I can disable it. So that's one good thing. There's another deck in the format that I'm hating right now because I just can't deal with it. I have come up with a way of dealing with it, but I'm not sure how well it'll work yet, and when I faced them the other day, I second-guessed myself when I was sideboarding. So as we only had 4 of us playing, I faced both of them, so both of, like, 2 of the most annoying decks in the format for me. I'm pretty sure they just play annoying decks intentionally, just to annoy people. To be honest, there are people at the shop that don't really like those players. Because just them in general, as well as the decks they play and the way they play them. They're very arrogant with their decks a lot of the time, at least one of them in particular is very arrogant with their decks. They just expect to win, and they can't understand it when they don't. And the problem is they're not even playing the decks properly. They've been caught out several times for making mistakes. And it's really annoying when they try and do things so quickly you can't follow them, but they can't follow them either. So if anyone is actually able to follow it, they just get called out on it and they get in trouble for it. And apparently they had been caught cheating. Whether or not they were doing it intentionally or by accident is questionable, but it was against the rules of the game what they were doing, and I think they'd done it upon the RCQs as well. And got a big telling off because of it. I think they got the game lost as a result, but I think they'd already lost the game anyhow at that point. But yeah, they're not. They play very strong decks, and they just expect to win with them because of that. And because they're such strong decks, they do quite often win, and they just become arrogant about it. So they think that it's because they're good players, but they're not. Will you leave me alone, stupid Lechonk? I just seen that thing chasing me round. I just need to get rid of that. That was annoying me. But yeah, they think they're better players than they are. They're using very strong decks, and it's the decks that are winning, not them. So they do win like RCQs and stuff, but so they get experience with the decks, but it is still more the decks, more than anything, that wins it. So very strong decks are very difficult to deal with, and they can just get there without too much effort, which is annoying, and it's frustrating, their attitude, but you just have to put up with it. So if they make up numbers, they make up numbers, so the events actually fire. So I haven't got much choice. But hopefully the format sorts itself out and their annoying decks get hit by bannings. So, and their ridiculous amounts of money they spend on these annoying decks just so they can win go to waste. And I will laugh. Because I try not to spend too much money on decks if I can avoid it. If I've got a deck that's doing well, that I enjoy playing, that isn't likely to get banned anytime soon because it's not overpowered, then I'll spend a bit of money on it, but most of the time I don't spend that much. So my standard deck, I think I spent like 10, maybe 20 quid on, and that was it. And I hold up reasonably well against some of the top tier decks. But adjusting my microphone a bit there. Yeah, Magic's in a funny place. So our shop had said that they were planning to swap over to do more modern events now that the RCQs are shifting to modern, but it's a bit of a issue with the popularity of the format at the moment. So having them on Fridays might increase numbers, but a lot of people just don't want to play against the horrible decks. So it's a shame, but we'll have to just see how things go. So everything's sort of in a bit of an unknown at the moment. So the little sparklies always annoy me if I just ignore them. Okay, I did not touch that. I was clear of it. Oops. Anyway, what's my sandwich? About halfway through the sandwich, that's fine. So I might only end up doing one more sandwich after this now, because I didn't realise when the second one finished. So... well, I've got 3 shiny Dudunsparce already and 1 shiny Deerling, so not a bad result so far. I guess they're spawning a bit close to the pigs. The chunk is out to get me. So not going back up the hill, the stuff that isn't despawning is staying around and multiplying a bit too much. Check for shiny Deerling. No. Second guess myself as I saw that then. I don't know why. I thought there's no shiny Deerling there and just went, is that a shiny Deerling? No, of course it's not. I just saw these. Anyway. Let them spawn a bit and then clear them out in bulk. I head back up as they despawn. I can get more spawns in at a time. I think. Maybe? I don't know. What have I been watching on TV this week? Daredevil I watched, the first couple of episodes of that. That's another shiny, yeah! Just as I tell you about Daredevil. Yeah, so it seemed like a good continuation to the story. So I'd watched all the old Netflix series, so just picking up where it left off and sort of bringing it up to date. So I seem to be doing a good job of it so far. Sort of giving it a bit of a darker take, I guess, in some respects. So he appears to be more willing to kill now, so it's just... so a bit of a cliffhanger at the end of the last episode, which I'll be watching at the weekend. So I quite often watch those sorts of shows with my dad, as he likes them as well. And so he hasn't actually watched the previous Daredevil series, so he was sort of going into it blind, but I don't think he really needed to, so it's, you probably get a bit of extra sort of context from watching the previous series, but you can still follow what's going on if you haven't seen it. So he seemed to follow it fine. some of the relationships in the story he picked up on, even though he hadn't seen the backstory for them. Which is basically all you really need, I guess, to understand what's going on. Yeah, so... looking forward to watching the rest of that. What else have we got coming up soon? We've got Andor coming back at some point. We've got some trailers for that. Looks like we'll be seeing his introduction to K2SO in the second series. I think it's the second series. So looking forward to getting to watch that. I can't remember what else we've got. I know we've got other things coming. Ironheart is supposed to be coming at some point. I think that's later in the year. So is it Riri Williams? As the sort of next generation's take on Tony Stark. Obviously inspired by Tony Stark to build her own armour. Which we saw in the Black Panther 2 film? I think it was? Yeah, Black Panther 2 I think it was. So I get to see a bit more of that character, which... So we just got a very brief introduction, relatively speaking, from that. Her original suit sort of cobbled together with scraps, much like Tony Stark. And then taken to Wakanda where she could go nuts with it. So... I assume it'll be picking up where that left off with the upgraded suit. That's a shiny little and that sounds like that was a spam message that just came through. And you're paralysed. Noble roar. I don't think I'm doing too bad on the shiny rate on this side. Getting some extra shinies as well, which is a funny bonus, but even the Dunsparce I'm doing pretty well on. So. Just getting some bonuses. So unlike the shiny hunting and Let's Go, I'm actually free to catch the extra shinies without messing up what I'm doing. That was just seeing multiple shinies come along and having to let them go so as not to ruin my catch combo, so I could keep the shiny chance up. Rather annoying. Every time I did it, it felt bad. But whatever. So, see if I can get a couple more shinies by the end of stream today. If this sandwich might got 7 minutes. I might just crack another sandwich on and finish it off stream. So I haven't actually been told what time dinner is today yet, so chances are it'll be 5:30. If they're running late, I might get a bit of extra time going. But either way, this has gone better, at least. So this probably is going to be my way to go from now on. Doing the outbreak method and the scaring despawn. Because that makes it very easy to reset them. I remember actually doing something similar when I was hunting for Voltorb. A lot of people don't realise that Voltorb won't explode when it's shiny. Same happens with that's Sandygast in the rain. Or Power Sand. I can never remember which way around those two names are. The Sandcastle one. So when it's raining, they usually melt and despawn. But if it's a shiny, it doesn't. It sticks around. So if you get an outbreak in the rain, you can just sit there and just let it run until a shiny pops up, or just crack a sandwich in the rain, and you can very easily get shinies on. You don't need to do it that way, but it does help. So any exploding Pokemon or self-destructing Pokemon of any description just won't explode. They won't kill themselves. It's the shiny protection they have, similar to how the auto battle doesn't kill shinies. So that you don't accidentally kill them by accident or encountering them. And that was my bad. I cut a bit too close to that one. I'm a little bit annoyed that I keep getting shinies that aren't Dunsparce from this. So annoyingly they are... Go away, Lechonk. They are rather easy to spot, so... A little pink lion cub and pink flower on the deer. No, Lechonk, I'm surprised I haven't seen one of them yet, because they're blindingly obvious. Anyway. So this weekend. I think I've got an event on this weekend, Pokemon Go again. Is it a catch challenge on the Sunday or something like that? Is it Archon Catch Day? Oh, I've made a note of it. Yeah, Catch Mastery Archon. I've noted down. Oh, my list of events to keep track of. So with Magic the Gathering events over the weekends as well. Oh, not shiny, yeah. I have to keep track of what days I want to do Magic the Gathering events, what days I want to do Pokemon Go events. So I have to keep track of both of them, see how they match up. But I think it's this weekend that we're going to be doing some gaming with my friends, so I'll be doing that on Sunday as well. So I'll be doing the Catch Mastery, then heading home quick to get on and do some gaming. But hopefully taking advantage of the Steam sales that should be coming up. So, I'm trying to get some good offers on games. So that should be good. So I think our sort of top of the list is Phasmophobia that we want to try. Which I think I'd brought it up before and the others were a bit hesitant to try it because it was still fairly early in beta, but it got a big update last year, so it's looking a lot more polished now, and they are up for giving it a go. And we find it funny that they keep complaining about playing scary games, playing Lethal Company, and yet they then say they want to play Phasmophobia. And it's the ones that have the biggest issue with scary things that are saying to play Phasmophobia. But So it should be a laugh, so see what else goes on sale, so I might pick up a few games to have as options. Which should be fun. So we still want to get back to Escape Simulator. We only played a few levels on that. We were playing with 5 of us at the time, and that was a bit much because I think we were playing like 2-person puzzle rooms with 5 people, and it was getting a bit crowded. But try and get back to that and do some more levels. So they've got Escape Simulator 2 coming this year, I believe. So we might end up getting that as well at some point. That's if we actually finish all the levels on Escape Simulator, which it will take us a while to get through them. Yeah, once that event starts up, we'll be discussing the games to play. I do need to go through our gameplay footage from our last gaming session. We just played golf and Scribble. No, Scribble. Which Scribble, I'm not too sure how well I'm going to be able to edit that down into a sort of highlight video that I usually do. But the golf should be fairly easy. There's just going to be a lot of it to go through. I might be working on that tomorrow. So I've got the Xenoblade 3 I'll be starting on Wednesday. Be on stream. And then Thursday I might be doing the editing again, depending on how much of it I get done tomorrow. Probably doing my usual job hunt at some point, which has not been coming up with anything lately. It's a real pain in the ass. Part of what is annoying about it is that at times I think my parents just don't think I'm even trying, but what am I supposed to do when there's no jobs around? A lot of people are having issues finding work at the moment because of the lack of jobs. A lot of places are doing cutbacks because of the state of the financial market at the moment, because the crap the government's pulling. And chances are it's only going to get worse, so what can I do? So I'm looking at all the job websites, so job listings, both in architecture, outside architecture, just anything that might be suitable for me, but the only jobs are just crap jobs or specialist jobs. I would need training to do the specialist jobs, so even if I wanted to do them, I don't have the qualifications for them, don't have the skills for them. And when it comes to the sort of mundane jobs, I'm way too qualified, and at my age they wouldn't be able to pay me minimum wage. I'd be on a higher wage bracket because of my age, compared to someone that's like fresh out of high school and stuff. So there's just not any options for me. So I think it'll be May I got made redundant last year, and so it's getting on towards a year of no jobs. I was hoping more stuff would come up in the new year, but just nothing, and just keep hearing more problems going on, and it's kind of depressing, to be honest. And so much had already finished. I'm just going to resave. I might be able to squeeze in one more sandwich. I got 3 from that soldier, did I? I was not keeping track of that. Move you out. These I just need to level up. Oh, too much. 3 does the trick. I need to know yawn. Do need to learn hyper drill. Right. Sorted. Get this one evolved. So I haven't had any texts yet that I'm aware of. No. That's not a 3-second. No, that one. There we go. Overloaded a bit, but oh well. Yeah, so I don't really know what to do work-wise at the moment. So even if people say about going self-employed, but what good will going self-employed do if there's no work to do? Right, next one. But so just going to keep streaming as I have been, and so I'm paying for magic by selling some old cards that I don't need, so I'm sort of maintaining myself and so living at home with my parents to support me for now. Relieve some of the financial burden, so just have to wait it out, I guess. Hope things pick up. But make the most of the time, have a bit of fun, play some games, complete my shiny decks if I can. And still no 3-segment. Oh. What's that, 5 shinies today so far? Dudunsparce. Plus 2 extras. Not bad. I'll crack another sandwich because I have not been told a time. So I might overrun by about 10 minutes, but they don't tell me a time. Not my fault. Grab the fried fillet. No, other way. So I've still got plenty of herb and mystical for the time being, so I stocked up pretty well a few weeks back. Nice easy sandwich to make with the fried fillet. Even when that happens. All done. Yeah, there's still a few things I want to sort of work on for the stream. So, with my plans changing now, I should probably update my profile info stuff. So, still talking about shiny hunting most of the time on there, which I'm now going to be breaking away from. So I might try and update that over the next couple of days. No, wrong button, that one. So not doing too bad on the shinies today. So I have been sort of thinking about possibly streaming more days for Xenoblade to crack on with that better, but with other things I've been doing, I've been sort of struggling to find time for things in between. So I've had the footage from my friend's gaming thing sitting on my laptop for a good few weeks now and still not sorted it, so... Usually I'd sort that like next day, but because I was streaming the following Monday, and so it was on a Sunday, never got a chance when it happened. One thing after another just holding me up and not got around to it. So I've been trying to sort out what shiny hunts to do and that, so... Now that I'm coming to the end of my shiny hunts, and things are sort of settling down, I'm moving on to Xenoblade, it might be a bit easier to get stuff done. So if I don't have to worry about that so much. So each stream I've been sort of trying to prepare for the next one. Because when I don't prepare, it hasn't gone too well, let's say. So some of my worst streams with the least prepared. But I knew I'd get a shiny little chunk at some point. I knew I'd get a shiny little chunk at some point. I knew it would come. I knew it would come. But I saw the bright pink, and you can't miss it. You cannot miss that. Oh dear. Yeah, that's dealing Litleo and Lechonk unintentionally caught while hunting for Dudunsparce. Well, Dunsparce, to evolve into Dudunsparce. So, yeah, that's... Decent number of shinies from today's stream though, so this outbreak method definitely helps. Just annoying that it's hitting stuff that I don't want as well. So if it would just hit Dudunsparce, or hit I just keep saying Dudunsparce instead of Dunsparce now. If it can just hit Dunsparce every time on the shiny chance, that'd be great. But it's like every other one is not a Dunsparce. Which could be better. But anyway. So... yeah, so got some events coming up this weekend. I don't think I've got anything on Saturday. I might end up using Saturday just getting things set up for Sunday. Gaming together with my friends. Because no doubt not everyone will get set up and we'll have to... I just got 2 texts through in a row, which probably means I'd already been sent a text that they'd forgot to send. Okay. There's usually one of them forgets to install the game, then we have to fiddle about getting them set up properly with all the correct settings and stuff to play the game. But if I can make sure I'm set up beforehand, I can sort of more easily guide them through it. So that should be fine. Might even have a quick go up the game myself on my own just to get my bearings. So I've seen people streaming it online before now. Phasmophobia. We might even if we get some other games, might be sort of sorting them out, getting them set up as well. That might be what I spend Saturday doing. So Sunday is the catch day, and then I'll be, assuming they've all remembered and they've not made other plans, which they have done before now. We've agreed on a day to do gaming, and then they've forgotten about it and then made other plans. So that's my friends for you. But hopefully they won't do that this time. I'm going to need to kill that deerling, aren't I? That's what you get for following me. I didn't even see that one. What's that? Just text messages. Sent it 2 in a row. Oh no, it was the same message twice, and said dinner at 5:30, which she apparently had to send twice because she is useless with a phone. The other week she sent me a text and forgot to send it. It just sat on her phone unsent. And then she wondered why I hadn't come down. Called me down for lunch and then realised she hadn't actually called me down for lunch. I think she'd cooked something. I think it was muffins. I think she'd grilled some muffins. English muffins, not sort of cupcake muffins, just to clarify. Not going to grill them. Do you like a bit of muffin with some butter? Or butter substitute, as we tend to use. Whatever sort of pun on it's not butter they decide to use for the name of it. Well, I can't believe it's not butter-esque. Yeah, so I'll be back on this hunt next week. On Monday. I'll probably evolve any of these I catch on this sandwich before I finish, just to see if I get a 3 segment. If I do get a 3 segment, maybe I'll go to Tandem House next week. Don't know. But so I'm definitely over the 30 mark now, so theoretically it was a 1 in 3 chance I'd get one by now. So moving on towards the 50% chance. But, yeah, so I'll be back on that on next Monday. So continuing Xenoblade or starting Xenoblade this Wednesday. Next Wednesday I'll be continuing that. So just sorting other bits in between off stream. Pretty sure there was something else I was going to do this week. Can't remember what it was. I had to spend a bit of time sorting through my Pokemon Go storage the other day. Hey, shiny. I still got all the backlog of Pokemon from the Go Tour event the other week, which had taken up a ridiculous amount of space in my storage. So, need to clear that out. So I was struggling over the weekend on the community day because I was running out of storage space. Didn't want to buy too much storage. I'm just going to clear it out anyhow. Sorting my way through that. That's unusual. Actually catches first time. But need to finish sorting that out first. That's going to be towards the top of my things to do in my free time. So sort out my footage from my friends gaming. Catch mastery on Sunday and then gaming. No. Keep myself busy. That's that one. So yeah. So the catch mastery for Archon is a little bit annoying because I'm pretty sure I already have 2 of them shiny. And I actually need another Tortuga for my living dex on Pokemon Go. My shiny living dex on Pokemon Go. So it's so much easier to catch shinies on there. It's kind of stupid, but that's why I'm sort of kind of hesitant to use Pokemon Go Pokemon for my living dex on a Pokemon Home if I can avoid it. I'll deal with them as it comes to it. So most of them are quite obviously marked as placeholders by the big Go symbol they slap on them. That is another thing I'll be sorting this week. I'll be sorting through those. Although that might need to wait for the weekend. I think I need to sort my for Coco trades out first. They'll use up my special trades, and I like to re-roll stuff before I transfer it to Pokemon Home. Or yeah, it will be to Pokemon Home in the end. I'll be transferring it through Let's Go first. Same difference. Yeah, I'll get that sorted with transfers, or at least get them ready to be sorted. So I mark them for trading and then whatnot. I could do with sorting through my... So I'll probably try for Cherubi a bit more. Cherubi or Cherim, either works. During the week. Just in the evenings when I'm watching TV, probably. Because it's a fairly easy thing to do without putting much thought into. Trees annoying. Shinies. Try and move out of range of all the other Pokemon before I respawn and stuff. Ding 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 ding. Ding 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 ding. Yeah, I've got plenty to be getting on with, so keeping myself busy. Still got some Gundams sitting in my room that I need to build. I've had them for years. Got them at Comic-Con. Really want to build them. I've got a cabinet where I keep Gundam models that I've built. And I cleared some space out for them, but I just have not built them. I had some other figures in there which didn't really need to be in there. That's a point. I've got Comic-Con coming up in a couple of months. Probably around the time the Switch 2 comes out. It'd be good if Nintendo done a stand at Comic-Con for it. They haven't been at Comic-Con for ages. They used to go to all the London Comic-Cons, but they stopped and they started just doing like the gaming events, which it's kind of a letdown. So a lot of the gaming events just aren't as much of interest to me. So I like the Comic-Con stuff more. So I like all anime and sci-fi and fantasy and all the comic book movies, sci-fi movies, series, and whatnot. But so I like Comic-Con. Spend a lot of money on it, which is off-putting to a lot of people, but there are things that it's kind of my treat to myself. I don't take holidays. I don't really enjoy going away places a lot of the time, but a day trip to London I find far more enjoyable. So you have people go on relaxing getaways. My sort of relaxing getaway is to play a game that I want to play, which I'm getting a lot more time to do at the moment. So quite often when I was at work, I'd take a week off to play a new game that come out, and that was my holiday for the year. do that a couple of times a year whenever a new game had come out. Or I take a week off for Comic-Con. Get prepared for that. So I'd take a couple of days off at least for it. As we'd usually go on a Friday. Depends. So I'll go with a friend of mine. Depends what days he can get off. So, walked into that one. So, find out what he's doing for this upcoming Comic-Con. We can start planning for that. So it's a bit of an expensive thing for me to do, but I'm actually spending a lot less. I just enjoy looking around and the experience of it. So it's my version of a holiday. So different people enjoy themselves in different ways. That's just how I enjoy myself. So I don't spend money on holidays. I will quite happily spend money on that. I'll probably spend less money on that than I would on a holiday. So I've always been very good at saving. So got plenty of money saved up. I've been making more than enough money so I could cover it from the magic cards I have been selling. I think I'm past the £3,000 mark, and I think everything I've bought in this time, and I've even placed a few pre-orders for the upcoming sets, and that's still less than £2,000 I've spent. So I've got still looking at like £1,000 profit, and I'm still selling cards. I think I sold about another 20 quid worth of cards I shipped off just today. They got dropped off at a post office. So I've still got the money coming in for it, so if that covers all my hobbies and gives me some extra money to have a bit of fun with, what's wrong with that? I will be having to finish in a few minutes, so buy myself a little bit of time. Because they're never ready on time. They are never ready on time. Might even be bringing my food up here. I lose track of when my brother's carers are in. If his carers are in, I'll be eating up in my room anyhow. So I'll literally just be going down, grabbing my food and coming back up. Chances are I'll be standing around for 15 minutes waiting for him to actually finish doing my food. So I can't get in the kitchen while she's doing everyone's food, so I'm quite happy to prepare my own food, but I just don't. I'll just get moaned at if I got in her way. Oops. That's another oopsie. What are we out on the time? 10 minutes. Let's see if I can get one more shiny. Where am I going? Completely the wrong direction. But yeah, so current shiny count's like 114 remaining. So there's technically the two special forms I'm working on, plus the starters, extra copies of which I will be able to get them from community days, but I'll also be trying to breed for them at some point just to get rid of the Go symbol. So Legends Arceus, I've just got Cherim or Cherubi, either of them, and the unknown that I'm doing that very slow hunt for, which I'll keep at it. So it'll be another slow one. So most of my shiny hunts that I've got left now are just slow ones. I could do Masuda hunts, but that's again pretty slow hunting method. So with that, I'm sort of coming to an end of my shiny hunt streaming for the time being. So I'll keep doing the Dunsparce hunt. There's a time notification. I'll go down about 10 minutes, it's fine. Yeah, so I'll be taking a break on Wednesdays from shiny hunting, going back to Xenoblade Chronicles 3 with my playthrough of that. So it would be my first playthrough of that game. I've played all the other Xenoblade games, and I enjoy them a lot. I just spend a lot of time playing them and intentionally avoided playing it because I know how long it would take me. And now that I've got the time, might as well do it on stream. So that's the plan now. So Wednesdays I'll be streaming Xenoblade Chronicles 3 going forward. Mondays will still be on the shiny hunts, doing what little I have left that I can logically stream. I may do special streams from time to time. I'm not sure. It might be like whenever a new card set is released, I might do one of the like pack shiny hunts to might get like 3 packs and try and find a shiny from each of them on stream, just as the odd one-off thing to do. Just as a bit of a fun challenge. So I see people doing them from time to time. Seems like a bit of fun. Easy way of choosing hunt targets when I can't decide. So what time, Matt? Just probably send a quick message. Actually, I'm doing that. Oh no, I won't do that just yet. I'm just thinking I'd evolve while I'm doing that. But get the phone to go. Right, that's that. Sent. Yeah, so Xenoblade, I know that's going to be a slow one for me. I'm probably going to try and do side quests off stream, just so that I can focus on the story on stream, because I know how I get with that sort of game. If I don't sort of limit myself in some way, I will get bogged down in side quests. That is why I don't play those games unless I know I have time to play them. And as it is, it's not looking like I'm getting a job anytime soon, so plenty of time. So hopefully people enjoy watching them. So Xenoblade Chronicles X Remastered is coming out on the Switch later this month, so hopefully that will bring a bit more interest to the franchise. So maybe people play Xenoblade Chronicles X and want to know what Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is like, so we'll see. Won't know until I try it. So I just need to find my sort of groove with streaming to build up a bit of an audience. Find my niche, I guess. So I've tried a few things so far, but so mostly it's sort of older games that are less interesting to people at the moment. So I done Arkham Knight when there wasn't really much interest in Batman at the time, and didn't really get many viewers for that. Playing Scarlet Violet and Legends Arceus and Let's Go, shiny hunting. People have been shiny hunting on these games for so long now, I'm guessing just people have lost interest. I still like having this sort of stream on in the background when I'm doing my own shiny hunts. I was hoping more people would do that, but I guess they default to the more established streamers. So maybe when the new games come out, I'll be able to get a bit more of an audience for them, but I won't know until I try. So Xenoblade is debatable how well that'll work as a stream game. So I'm gonna try it, but just sort of going to be a filler for the time being until something better comes along for me to stream. So playing through a new game is probably going to be more interesting. So the Pikmin Squared mod went down quite well on YouTube at least. I don't know if I actually set it on the correct category for Twitch streaming when I done it, because it's a bit of an awkward one. Because it's technically a mod of Pikmin 2, but it was a remake of Pikmin 1 in Pikmin 2, but it technically was still Pikmin 2. And then a mod of that to make a whole new story mode, which when I was sort of listing it, I was like, do I list it as Pikmin or Pikmin 2 or what? And I ended up just going with Pikmin. So there was no option for Pikmin Squared or anything, so I don't know if I listed that right or not. I don't exactly get much guidance on that sort of thing when it's a mod. At least I couldn't find anything about it. Where are the shinies? Oh, my eyes are starting to go funny. The light is fading in my room at this point, so it's not the easiest. That probably isn't helping. Despawn them and respawn them. They seem to be spawning slower. Is there something in range that I'm not seeing that's blocking spawns? Big cluster there. Shiny! Don't run away. See, all the others burrow away. The shiny runs. Anyway. So that's probably sandwich is about to end. Probably that's terrible English. But this sandwich is probably about to end. So it's probably a last minute shiny. Yeah, got first ball. Perfect. So I'll quickly evolve then and then be calling it a day. So got to find out where we're at. Oh, yeah, it's actually finished. So that was... I don't know if that was in the last seconds of the sandwich or not. So that might have been outside the sandwich. I think it was, must have been right at the end. Anyway. Evolve these last two. So that was 2 down here. So 2, 5, 7. 7 Dudunsparce. Well, Dunsparce, not evolved into Dunsparce. And 3 others, which is pretty good, I think. No, not box, bag. I want the bag. Nope. Nope. Every time. Oop, no, not ancient power. Not drill run. Not yawn. Yes, hyperdrill. Get the glare. I'm trying to do many things at once. My mum's nagging. I'll get these evolved. Either of these is a 3 segment, that'd be great. So the stream has gone pretty well so far. That isn't a 3 segment. One more. I've got plenty of the candies. And hyperdrill. Will it be the last one of the day? And... no! Well, oh well. Anyway, thanks for watching. So I'll be live again on Thursday for Xenoblade Chronicles 3. And, back next week this same time, Monday, probably, unless anything happens, to play more of this shiny hunt. More shiny hunting on Scarlet Violet for the shiny Dunsparce. Dudunsparce. Try and get the 3 segment. But yeah, so this VOD will be up on Twitch straight away, or be uploaded to YouTube later tonight. If you're watching us on YouTube, check out my Twitch. All the links will be in my profiles on either one to lead to the other, depending on where you're watching this. Yeah, so thanks for watching. Check me out some other time, and I will see you around.